What's up, guys? Let's get to some work here. Hey! My first commenter of the day. Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen just a second. Who we got? Hannah, hello, how are you doing? Hope your day is going well. Oh, there we go. Just need a drink there. Day's going well so far. A lot of IT issues. Got most of it worked out, but it seems to always be the case when I return from the weekend. So, it's always seems to always be the case sometimes. So. How's your day going? Anything fun and exciting planned? Yeah, I might move my sharpener back over to my other side here because there's no need to have it over there if I need it to be. So my plan today is to try to get most of this part done. This isn't done. This area in here, I got to add a lot more detail and kind of blend in this to yeah, every time that moves it flickers. Try to get this a little bit more blended in so it looks a bit more right. I was sitting on this one over the weekend and trying to determine if I liked it, if it works, and it does work. It just needs to be a lot more kind of like adjusted, rendered, more detail so it doesn't look like carrots. Which right now it does, and I think I'll get to do that once I get going here on other stuff. I'll be able to visualize kind of where it needs to go. So that's part of the struggle when working on some of these. This is all darker too. is coming together, so. Hey, Art Midget, how you doing? Yeah, thank you. It's becoming a mental game here as I get closer because I want to finish it. Then I'm also like, I don't know if it's looking how I want it to. Down here on the reflection, right now it looks like carrots, but I think if I add more detail and darken it a little bit, it will begin to look a little bit more realistic as a reflection. Is it Lee Can? Thank you, I appreciate that. I'll check out your Discord. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes things just take so long, you're like ready to move on to the next one, and that's one of the hardest parts about some art. You almost get to that point and you're like, alright, I'm over it. The mental game can be killer. Just super difficult. And that's where I'm at. So I'm just trying to section it out. When I'm done with this, I'll be doing a bunch of just random sketches of likely Pokemon prompts. That's what everyone likes. I can sketch other things too, but I don't mind. I like drawing Pokemon. Coming up with different ideas. Continuing to push through. And this paper isn't the best paper. It's great paper. I don't think it's the best for this particular style of art. Like it shows up great. I think I will try something like pastel matte or watercolor paper next time. See how that goes, because apparently you can still get it to look as smooth and blended. This still has a lot of texture to it, but it's just I can't layer as well as I'd like to, so when I have to blend in, I have to really push, and that kills my hand. So that's kind of more the, you know, where that comes from. And then it's like, okay, and then is everyone gonna like it? Because putting a lot of time into it, I want it to be good, I want it to be liked. I'm not saying it's everyone's cup of tea, but I don't want to put a ton of time into something that's going to be absolute crap, you know? Yeah. I typically do a background first. This is kind of like one of the first larger drawings I've done. I haven't done the background first or done just a plain background. Normally I just do like a painted background or something plain, but this isn't that kind of paper, so I might get away with that on watercolor paper a little bit. I can do the background in watercolor and then lay it out. By the way, I'm not coughing because I'm sick. I'm coughing because my throat is dry. and then I end up just choking. But yeah, I would think so too. I feel like I cut into that somehow and I didn't even touch it. Weird. I can fix that highlight. Yeah, I use a ton of reference images. This isn't anything out there that would work from memory. It's a Darmikyu, which is, or a mimikrai. You know, it can be either name essentially. The lore of it is Darkrai absorbed Mimikyu. They're both very powerful Pokemon, so yeah. No, I couldn't do this one from memory, so I did have some reference images. I had like about 4 of the AI generated ones that I put in. Like, I spent like hours putting in prompts to try to get close to what I wanted. And I know there's people that frown on that. That's just a tool, you know. You're just using it for the references. Like, the fire came from one reference. This was my own doing, the electric on there. But one of them kind of had an electric Pikachu thing, so I took that idea. The overall kind of body and layout was from one image. This was from another image. So yeah, I take a lot and I put it together and take elements I like and apply it. And then I try to, you know, make it, translate it to work for paper. So it's not a immediate copy or anything like that. It's a lot of alteration. But, and that's where AI kind of has its place for generating images on a prompt versus doom scrolling and all that. Is you can essentially kind of get an idea of what you want to do. And I think it's very acceptable and viable method in art, because essentially it's kind of like if I were to do a landscape portrait, well, how much money am I going to spend going to I don't know, locate a location and like essentially spending on that to just get there, get the shot, bring it back to the studio, paint it. You know, not all of us have those luxuries. Or I could spend $30, you know, buying someone's image to use those rights to make a either way, everyone's got a reference of some kind. So it's the technique involved that creates art, essentially. Yep, and that's what all artists do. Some use projectors, some use light boards to get the image on paper, like a basic outline, and it still takes all the skill to translate the information into a style. Anytime you're doing any kind of like hyper realism or realism in general, you're doing a lot of copying because it's got to look real. To try to do it from memory using all the fundamentals and think about every single light source without some sort of visual reference is really difficult. Like, probably almost near impossible. So some people use computers to create a lighting simulation to simulate light and how it's going to bounce off and reflect. And I mean, you can get close, but you're not going to get it accurate. For every little measurement, every little detail that you'd have to put in there doing on paper. It is possible. It's just really difficult. And that in itself is a whole nother art form. But I have seen someone that does it and they teach it it's on YouTube. And they'll show you how to measure out like what the light reflection is going to do and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool on an object, and then how to measure it. Like light, I think it was like lighting for a room or something. And I watched it when I was studying architecture. But I didn't study architecture like out of school or anything. It was just for essential fun. So, taking a stab at my design degree, trying to boost that up again for interior design. So, right, exactly. Yep. It's just it's another way to sort of help. Everything's a tool, you know, and I don't know why there should be any cap on that. Use all the tools you got. I have done stuff from memory and it just looks like scratch. I did a bird. I painted a bird once. And I used the fundamentals, but I mean, it doesn't look as real as it would as if I had all the references. So, I think it's very reasonable. Comes down like that. Alrighty, sounds good. Thanks for hanging out and conversating a little bit. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Have a wonderful rest of the day. turn down if, yeah. I can't tell if anyone is joining on my live on TikTok. Post a little something there. I'm not entirely sure what that said. There we go. Digite. Hello, thank you. All right, I'll check it out. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. You know, everyone wants me to join their Discord. You can add mine as well. It's under JokerFace49. Just FYI. So Weird songs sometimes. Sheriff Dean. What is up? I mean, just be aware you caught me on live stream, so I don't know if you're still listening. No, totally. It's cool. I mean, you can interact with me if you want to on the live stream too, but sometimes, and I don't know if this is you or not, but people try to sell me things or services. So I get it. But yeah. Sometimes I get other questions too. Oftentimes when you don't hear me kind of list off the name or who's asking, that's usually what it is. It's from my Discord or text or email that I'm being asked something that they don't really want to put out there, or they do it out of consideration for me not wanting to answer it potentially. But I'm good either way. Everyone's got different preferences. I mean, all different kinds of people. So, yeah, doing pretty good. Just trying to get through this mentally. Like, I want to be done. This was a lot longer of a background and everything than I probably intended or should have done. I keep telling myself every time I do one, I'm just going to do a simple shape or design around the back side of it to give it a little bit of design element and call it good. And I might do that when I start doing my sketches and stuff. Do something like that versus a full background. So this one is definitely taking the cake on how long I can put effort in, and the paper makes it a little bit of a slower light paper, and that's not the best for layering color pencil. I think if I was doing graphite, it'd be amazing because it's really smooth, not as grainy. But for color pencil, unless I'm doing very minimal layering, like I think portraits would be really good except for dark tone areas, then yeah, I think this paper would work well. But at least it's archival, everything's archival. So. I hate this song. Next. Sorry, Duckstep. You were cool once. The first time I heard you, I thought it was funny. After that, I can't do it too many times. The game I play looks amazing. Which, are you looking at my channel for the different gameplays? Yeah, I know one of my videos is still up on my older games, and I'm not sure exactly which one. This one's another one of those annoying, weird songs. One day I'll curate an actual playlist. Buy some rights or something. Be nice to get produced a little bit. But I also like kind of going at my own pace and doing this more naturally too, so. Which game do I play most? Right now, it's COD 6. And otherwise it's Pokemon Blue and Scarlet. Those are the games I've been playing most. And yeah, I don't stream those. I could stream some of my gaming. But yeah, I don't. Are they level-based games? Well, COD 6 is, sure. I mean, I'm not sure I'm at a high level. I haven't paid attention to my COD. I just play with friends. It's fun. You know, as far as, let's see, any other games. Pokemon's not really level based, but it's grind. It's all about the grind there too. So. Some interesting questions sometimes. for fine. No, I don't game on Twitch. I don't game much live anymore. Just stream art. But I appreciate that, though. I would definitely consider it. I don't stream much of my live anymore, my gaming live. It's not really all that interesting, and that's kind of my time away from work and doing artwork. And when I say artwork, I don't just mean actually doing art. I mean, like, this is my essentially like job at the moment. So let's see here. I have that, and what is this? Is this a shadow? I think this is supposed to be a shadow here that I have going on. And I have it oddly shaped out, so it needs to go a little bit more like this to look like it's hovering. I don't know why I have it so weird. And then it kind of goes. Kind of odd. Not sure what I did there when I was sketching this out. And this needs to be more solid as well. Unless Nada got into it when I tend to have this thought that it's like, oh, I'll just come back to it. I'll do it later when I get closer down to it. That's, I think, half of this. So that happens. And this is an under area here, so this will get darkened a little bit more too. A little bit more black. Since that's what it needs. don't know why it doesn't give me an art option on there, but oh, okay. Hmm. I mean, I could even pick a day too of doing something different than just this all the time. Just depends what everyone feels. So I have to go in and do the ash up here. So it's kind of like this little they're like ash flakes, and then I'll scrape away with the to bring out the white again, the highlights with the razor. But it's looking pretty dope, especially in person. Still got a lot to do for this, so it's gonna take some time. I'm just trying to get random line work dark in here too. I don't know if like a brown or a dark red might work a little better in some regards, but sometimes going dark and then going over it too helps kind of get that to blend in. But then I just go in and use the lines that I make, the random ones, and add some shadow and depth to the what I make, and try to make it look as decent as possible. And this won't be white. This needs to go in and be darker blue. This needs to be darkened up a little bit. And this needs to be darkened up a little bit too. Yeah, I'll have to go in and smooth out some things for sure in certain areas, make it look right. How do I like the states? And it's slowest around the edges, but that's just how it goes. Thanks guys for the likes and the views. I appreciate it. Frankenstein, thank you. Let's see here. my live is just not updating, so I apologize. I don't know why the chat isn't working on my screen, but I didn't mean to like my own stream, but I'm trying to pause my video there so I can keep the chat open, which is kind of funny. So I want to see everyone chat. I just don't know why it's not. I wonder if I put it on multi-stream if it'll come through. We'll have to figure that out. Just hit the share button, dude. But I am not sending you that information. You're hilarious. Yep, there you go. Sure. Yeah, go ahead and share it. Weirding me out with some of the conversation now. I'll chalk it up to a language barrier. But you don't have to ask me or to share it. Just go ahead and share the channel. I appreciate it. I also feel like I should make the glow a little bit more over here too. So I'll probably have to pull up a little bit of black. Trying to think here. Because it is significantly lighter there. I think I added too much. Just a little bit. Like, I know what I'm going for. I think I added too much, so. Oh, yeah, you're trying to sell me viewers. You know, I'm good growing it organically. I don't expect to be famous. That works out well. Bracer like that. Okay, bet. Yeah, I mean, if my art's that good and, you know, you guys appreciate everything I do, best way to support is to share, like, follow, etc. I don't need to buy viewers and whatnot. To be anything super special. And I think it'll take time and it'll get there eventually, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's nice to meet the nice scammers once in a while. But thank you for supporting my work, though. I do appreciate it. And maybe one, I mean, let's say it isn't. Maybe I'm passing up something that could, you know, really set this off, but I'd rather build it organically and without strenuous timelines and all the stress. Like, this is what I do on my free time, and just trying to build it as I go. I've done it before. I'm gonna do it again. And used to have a lot more viewers too, but I feel like there's different times. Trying to meet the demand of everybody being on like multiple times throughout the day, trying to catch everyone is going to be kind of crucial in some regards. So I'm just got to do it as I can. But it's just a matter of getting there. His day is so off for me, like on my schedule. So I got about 30 minutes left, 1 o'clock, and I'm gonna go do lunch, and then I gotta work my other job today. But we're getting some pretty decent progress here. This part's kind of awesome because I get to be, it's just doing texture, and it's supposed to be somewhat sporadic. So that allows me to kind of mess around a bit and be a little creative with some of my line work and whatnot, which is kind of neat. I like being a little bit more expressive in some of it. So when I get to be. Gotta fix my horizon line. Looks like it's going just up a little bit over here. Let's see. Tiny bit. Tiny bit. That's okay. gets darker here, and it goes lighter as it gets lower. So I just gotta keep that in mind. Gradient goes that way. It's always hard when you do an image that has multiple light sources. So I got some here, and then I have here, and then I have the main light source up above, pointing downwards. So it just takes a little while to get it right, and then I have more detail I have to do in here still. Like I gotta add some highlights in here. And I was thinking about just using whiteout for it to get some of that detail in there, which might go a little better. Pressing too hard. But it makes it come out when you do it. Do it right. So it's kind of like sculpting at this point, which is kind of feels pretty fun. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So there's a little bit more in here that I gotta do yet. Scratch in and scratch out. Probably what I thought I was gonna do was scratch the instead of trying to use white, just scratch this out to white. So we'll see. There's a chance I do that. But once I get the bulk of it done, it's a lot smoother sailing from there. How are we hearing this song again? We just heard the song. Next. There we go. This one is newer. It's like 2 combined songs, I think. I'm gonna zoom out just a tiny bit. You can kind of see where I'm working at. But yeah, this needs to be a little darker in tone altogether for it to look right. And a lot of that is just bringing that. Where's my dark blue? Oh, holding it. the details in. So, and then leaving a little bit of highlight in there. Distorted. So you can see it. You can see it when it comes together, what it's going to look like. It's going to be freaking sway. Mason, thank you. I really appreciate it. Jessica, hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Jessica, you've been a frequent flyer. Up and start over or keep going? I will destroy it right now for $50,000. Once that deposit hits my bank account, I will destroy this. I will rip it up. And then I'll put it back together and make it look like one solid piece again. I don't know. But I will rip it up my whole life. No, that's the mental game I'm playing right now with myself, is trying to get through this. So it's a nightmare. Hey, thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the heart. Or a crown, or whatever that is. Looks like a heart with a crown and an arrow through it. Is my guess. Thank you so much. Jessica, how's your day going today? You might not have your volume on. That's okay. So this is where I'm at on this particular pencil so far. And I've gone through one whole pencil if you combine those two. So, one whole black pencil so far. But eventually I'll save this and it'll go in my portable setup. So. See if I can put this in here. This is a little Mimikyu mascot. I don't know if that's gonna, I don't think it's gonna come off. A little bit lower. There you go. A little bit of fun there. Little Mimikyu on a luxury ball. Alright, you got about 15 minutes left. So I'm going to try to finish up this section here. And then I'd like to do this one, but I'll probably do that this a little bit and then call it a day. I'd like to be a lot. So. I'm hoping I'll be done this week with it. And then we can take a break from doing really sophisticated, long drawings. Although my next one's another color commission, so that's fun too. And I still have my Power Rangers poster I gotta do. That's a long one as well. But I have that one up right now, so we'll revisit that later. So this is very minimal pressure, but you can see like it does work for color pencil. It just doesn't work for layering, and that's half the struggle right now. Is I gotta layer so much on to get what I need to do for this, and I can't really go over it with white without really pressing in. And you saw how I was breaking lead, like I'm pushing hard. So I think I can scrape away with a X-Acto blade and get the same desired effect with it. And that'll help. But I'm getting mildly the glow effects that I wanted out of the claws, and then I have to go in and darken them up just a tiny bit, so that these sides match a little better. It's got some work. Definitely has some things I gotta do here. And then I might have to go in with, well, this is blue, but I might have to go in with some black and kind of span this edge just a tiny bit. But it's getting there. I mean, the whole part that helps things look a little bit more realistic is not complete asymmetrical figures. Sometimes it's the unsymmetrical things that make it look more realistic to our minds and how we perceive it. So a little bit of yellow right there. Alright, a few more minutes. A few more. Hey, White Spider, how you doing? Thank you. It's coming along. How's your day going? I know it seems like I'm just scratching along here on some of these parts, but this is all rocky texture, so I kind of get to be a tiny bit more laxed about it, which is fun for me. Still some things I gotta plan out, but it's nice to be able to not have to be so precise in my blending. Just gonna sort of outline my claw edge here. You can try to do a link in the chat. I don't think it'll let you, but you can try to space it out. That's fine. Yeah, art block happens all the time. I use the various amount of tools and everything to try to get some ideas, and sometimes I'm still blocked. So it happens. What are the kind of things that you like to draw? doesn't work on my end. Yeah, I'll check it out. So if you can get it on there, I'll take a gander. Can you whisper it to me, White? I do. It is set not to allow links, and that is primarily because there's a lot of spammers who put links on, and then yeah, it's usually not with intention to support my channel or anything like that. So, but I'm all about looking at honest people's work, so I do support that. But yeah, if you but if you space it out on there, like write it out and space it, kinda, that might work. Do you have a website or a channel name? Something that would be kind of easy to find if I were to search it? Or is that what you meant by... Maybe that's what you meant. Let's see if I can find it here. Is it under Fine Art America? Well, I tried. I wasn't able to find it necessarily, so. Mighty pioneer. Killed it. I killed my vape. time just flew by on me there. Alright, I need to go get lunch and get ready for my other job. So, guys, it's been great. I will be back on again tomorrow, hopefully around the same time. Trying to aim for 10 o'clock. And then I might be on again later tonight, just depends how I'm feeling. So I appreciate everybody hanging out today and the likes and follows. Have a wonderful rest of the day and try to get some sleep, because I know with that time adjustment, if you're in those areas that adjust time, it is killer. So for everyone hanging out, I don't know if you can see me. There we are. Have a wonderful rest of the day.